in front of me, I've got two of the vice presidents of the club, Mr. Donald Grant and Mr. Andrew MacLeod. Both of the gentlemen have a long affinity with the club. Donald?
Yes, we all had clubs in the house, different houses in Dornoch, and we got clubs cut down.
Yeah.
And we come down the golf course, and it was free. We just went on to the golf course and played.
These were hickory shafted
They
clubs?
were hickory shafted, cut down, and they weren't numbered. There were mashies and mashie niblicks and mid irons and brassies and spoons.
So for the modern day golfers who maybe don't know what a brassie or a spoon is,
Yeah.
could you?
Yes, it's a 2-wood or a 3-wood.
Aye.
And the mid iron was usually a 3-iron, and the mashie niblick was a 7-iron, and the mashie was a 5-iron.
So that's the equivalent of the modern day club.
That's right. But we only had 1 or 2 clubs and played all shots with the 1 or 2 clubs we had.
Andrew?
There's a little cottage up down opposite where the doctor used to be, and the Forbes lived there. I had my brother and sister Forbes, and they kept a few cattle there, and they had a collie dog called Flossie.
Uh-huh.
Now my 2 cousins and myself, everywhere we went, that dog followed us. But unfortunately, one day I was caddying here, and looking down the first fairway, I saw 2 black specks above that hump in the middle of the fairway. This was the collie dog. Now it followed us out, right out, and of course they saw it, and they asked me what I thought that dog was doing. I, of course, denied any knowledge.
Uh-huh.
But she went down the third, remember? One of them cut the ball down by the bunkers there. She picked it up in her mouth, and I said, I'm in trouble now. But she dropped it right away. She didn't damage the ball at all. And she followed us right round the course till the 14th. And then she disappeared. And I couldn't understand what happened really. But when I come home here, she was sitting in my back door. Quite welcome me, a great welcome. But she was a lovely collie. I mean to say, she was never any use at the work, college work, but it's just she was spoiled, a pet. But that was my first experience on the golf course. He was very badly wounded in the First World War, and he was a caddy master. And he had a little, where the pro shop used to be, he had a little office just offered a door of his own from outside, and he kept law and order, I can assure you.
And he'd be strictly responsible to John Sutherland?
Yes,
he was the secretary at the time.
Yeah.
And the caddies used to come from the school after the start of the summer holidays with Dundrum.
That's right.
And we'd be queued right down by the bowling green on the main road, and we all had numbers.
Brass numbers.
Brass numbers, you're right, Andrew.
And the lower number you got, the better.
But Sandy selected the caddies for the different golfers that came along. If you were first in the queue and you were expecting to go out next, if you weren't keen on golf or didn't know anything about golf, Sandy would pick somebody from down the line a bit, who he knew about. And whoever saw this happening would say to Sandy, "That's not fair, Sandy. 1 word from you and you'll go home." That's all I got from Sandy. That's right.
That's quite correct. Yeah.
How much were you getting for a round?
Well, there was first class caddies and second class caddies. The second class caddie got, the ticket was a 1 and 6, and 6pence went to the caddy master. You got a shilling. 1 and 6, a shilling you got. And then first class caddy, it was you got 1 and 9, I think it was, or something like that. But you kept it.
Yeah. And you were happy if you got 2 shillings.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That was 3pence of a tip.
But the main thing was to get a weekly ticket, the same person out probably twice a day.
And the awful trouble with cattle used to come up and go onto the greens. There were allowed cattle on the links, the ratepayers in Dornoch. Quite a number did it. but we don't have them anymore, thank goodness. But at that time, all the local folk who wanted to could put some cattle on the links.
Where did the ladies' course go?
Right down by the targets, some of the holes.
Yeah.
Do you know where the targets were?
Yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
there were some holes. There was one very good one right across water. Down
That's
in
the 13th.
30th, I think it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the ones before that were on the airstrip that we have now.
Heading out towards the point.
Aye,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Mhm.
And 18 holes all told.
Oh yes,
yes,
18
that
holes.
was
Oh, it's a good
a
course.
good course, yeah.
I remember there used to be a shed down there in front of the greenkeeper's house. Was that something to do with the ladies' course?
Oh yes.
To start with, that was the ladies' clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
But then it was made the tractor shed
Tractors,
when they got a tractor. That would be in the 30s, I think.
Yeah.
We don't got the tractor. Early 30s.
So the major competition here would have been the silver medal before the Carnegie Shield.
I was lucky to have won it in the 50s. We played a lot of golf in the 50s, but prior to that, we were away for 6 years with the war. There was no golf. It took us a year or two to get back into the game, didn't it?
Yes, yeah.
And but then we played quite a bit of golf in the 50s, and I was lucky. I think in 53 I won the Scotch medal.
And the Northern Open, did you play in that at all?
Yes, I played in the Northern Open, and I think the best round of golf I ever had was in the Northern Open. It was called Stormy Dornoch, and there was such a gale blowing that my ball on the 11th green started coming off the green towards me when I went in onto the green. But thank goodness it stopped in time, and I was able to put it out. And Johnny Ponton was round in 78 that day, and Eric Brown, who was Ryder Cup captain, was 89, and I was lucky to be round in 80. So that was the best game of golf I ever played. Yeah. I was lucky with the Fraser Shield. I won it twice. But the Mary Voss, this fellow beat me at the 19th, I think it was.
Never forgot that.
Yeah, yeah.
Time to exchange hands as well. As
Yeah, and I was lucky to win the county cup as well.
Played here.
No, in Broad I won it. Hospitality we got in Strathpeffer was just second to none.
No.
Oh, and Tane was
Oh, Tane
excellent.
was good.
Yeah.
But the scenery in Strathpeffer takes a bit of beating. It was beautiful. It wasn't so good when I was there previously. It was during the war. That's what we did, practicing throwing grenades
On the golf
On the golf course.
on the golf course. Billeted in the Benwaffers Hotel.
How long did that last around?
Over there, from there we went right down to England before we went over to France. Over in Strathpeffer, about Dingwall, first of all, for about 2 or 3 months. And then we'll be probably the same in Strathpeffer. Remember we were there over Christmas and New Year. We had a lot of wealthy members in the club in those days.
And a lot of donations came along.
Yeah.
And you've got to give credit to this man and Willie MacDonald. We ran every Saturday night, ran bingos and
Dances.
in the club here that raised a lot of money for the club. And this extension out here was all raised by that.
And the course.
Oh.
And the course is just immaculate now. It always was very good,
Yeah.
and it was well looked after with the small staff that they had.
I always liked the holes going down over the burn.
Yeah, you like them on.
Yeah.
Just the 18th was a wee bit weak,
The 18th
Yeah.
was, yeah.
but the new holes out to the 8th are really special, I
Yeah.
think.
Out in the championship.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And they were 50s, was it? Late 40s?
Late 40s,
Late 40s.
early 50s, yeah. And it's some of the lads that come home from the war was working with the
With a
contractor.
yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you go back to the late 30s and you watch the final of the Shield, Andrew,
Ah, yeah.
there'd be more men and women watching the final of the Shield than there are today, Hamish.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the parish would arrive to see the final of the Shield. One thing I would like to say, I was very lucky to be picked for representing the club in the northern counties. And I was lucky to play with 3 Scotch golfers, Duncan Murray, Jim Mackay, and your father, Jim McRae, which was a great help to me. And I was just delighted to be able to play with them.
And successfully.
Oh yes, we won in Tay, and I can't remember the dates, in the 50s, and then we won here in Dornoch. Yeah.
It was classed in those days more like a holiday, I believe.
That was our holiday, yeah, because you were off for the whole week, and you never came home. If you were beaten, you still waited to see the final. Doesn't matter where it was, that was your holiday.
All funded by the club?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, if you're